under as a yes, policy. Well, let us say, can you please go your laptop?
Just give me a moment. तुम देख हमारे सिस्टम पे आवाज ठीक आ रही है तो म्यूट कर लो उसको।
Wait, yeah, are you able to hear me now in laptop? Hello?
Hello. Hi, Satish.
Yeah, hi.
It's audible now.
Yeah, okay. Now, see, every organization have set of rules and regulations, right? That set of rules and regulations we called as a policies, right? That policies, some let us say one example. In office have one dress code policy. That dress code policy strictly in office maintained strictly. In case is for Bengaluru team for breaking that dress code policy, that that comes under as is non-compliance. That whenever non-compliance happen, that comes under as a risk, right? Like that, we have a for take care of all the for take care of that things we need ServiceNow GRC. ServiceNow GRC automate the compliance process and risk mitigation process, and it is avoiding the as much as possible in risk. After once we evaluate the policy and compliance management and risk management, second one we are going to audit management. For generally audit management we are going to use for verification purpose. Let us say in general audit, every organization have conduct audits end of the year, quarter of the year. They verify all those bills and all those things. Like that we have audit management in ServiceNow. In audit management, mainly we are conducting engagements, whatever we developed in ServiceNow controls in policy and compliance management. Right. Let me go through PPT. This is what is governance, risk and compliance. We discussed G means the rules for policies by which an organization is governed or oversight. These rules are this whatever I say rules and regulations means that comes under as a policies. Every organization have set of rules and regulations. That set of rules and regulations maintained by third party tool or third party company. That company we call that company we are mainly called as a content pads and UCF Unified Compliance frameworks. I will go through that. No worries. Now as of now we are basics. We are doing basics. What are coming to the rules and the rules or policies by which an organization is governed oversight. And R means risk management. What happens when you don't follow the rules? Whenever particular department, whenever a particular location is not following the rules and regulations, that means risk. How you going to mitigate the risk? How you managing the risk? What are the factors affecting that? Okay, how you are going to calculate that particular risk in terms using ServiceNow risk calculations and risk criteria. That all those things covered in risk management. How the C means how the organization test if the rules are working. This is the mainly compliance management. It's compliant it's maintaining all the process of governance and risk management. This is the GRC policy and compliance management architecture. Every service now every module have their own architecture, like GRC have own architecture. This is the are you able to see my screen right now?
Can you please maximize it, Satish?
Yeah.
Make it a full screen.
Slideshow.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
That's
fine.
perfect.
See, this is the architecture of GRC, governance, risk and compliance, and includes audit management also. This is the one internal goals and objectives. First one is internal.
Sure, we are not. It is not visible.
We are at the first page.
Press next. Next press.
Now it is.
We have to do that. He will do that.
We can just see, no?
We can
We
just
don't
see.
have access.
Okay. No, we can ask for.
Now you are you able to see, guys, this architecture?
No,
No.
we are
No, we are on the
still
front page.
we are still at the first page.
Request control. They ask him for the request control.
No.
Now, yeah, it's visible now. Just zoom in. Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah. See, this is the architecture of GRC. This is the. Now I will start from here. See, I said every organization have internal goals and objectives. That external, that internal goals and objectives means there is a particular. One year we are going to maintain this standard. Next year we are going to move next level of the rules and regulations. That we consider as the internal goals and objectives. That internal goals and objectives we consider as the policies. Before the policies, just internal, coming to this particular block, external and legislation and regulations. It means as I said, every organization have own policies and regulations. That policies and regulations and set of rules maintained by means that all those combined as a documentation. That documentation is maintained by some other third party tools, let us other third party companies. That third party companies, one of the companies, UCF means Unified Compliance Framework. This particular company will store all the policies and policy statements and regulations. Whenever we are going to integrate with this particular UCF tool, we will get a set of documentation part. That set of documentation part we called as a authority documents and citations. Don't confuse authority documents. Nothing. Authority document means set particular sections. Let us say I will go to Paint. Let us say this is the one UCF. My company is storing my documentation rules and regulations in this particular tool. Are you able to see paint, right, guys? Hello.
Yes, Satish.
Are you able to see paint, right? Paint.
No.
No.
I need to share the screen again. See now.
Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah. Let us say in office have one rules and regulations. Let us say number 100 rules and 1,000 rules and regulations. That's 1,000 rules and regulations maintained by some other company, UCF. UCF. That UCF, how it will store means there is a two terminologies. One is authority documents. One is authority documents. Second one is citations. Citations. Okay. Mainly authority documents contains policies. Authority documents, what it will contains policies, and citations contains policy statements. Policy statements. The authority documents and citations, when you integrate with particular UCF, when you going to integrate with particular UCF, you will get all authority documents and citations of the particular organization.
Satish,
Yeah,
Sorry.
what is the difference between policies and policy statement?
yeah. Policies, let us say in office you have dress code policy, right?
Okay.
Okay, dress code policy is the policy. Okay, under policy, let us say Monday to Wednesday, one dress code. Monday to Monday to Wednesday, one dress code, right? One dress
Okay.
code. Okay. Let Wednesday to Saturday, one dress code. That two dress code comes under as a policy statement. First one is the one Monday to Wednesday is the one policy statement, and
Okay.
second one is Wednesday to Saturday, second policy statement. Mainly we have dress code policy that we called as a policy. Okay, whatever sub policy statements like dress code, different dress codes of the particular week, okay, that we called as a policy statements. Okay, understand
Like
now?
travel policy, dress
Yeah,
policy.
yeah,
These are the
yeah.
policies, and under what will they
Sub-
contains, it's a policy statements.
yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Okay, just a minute. Huh?
Yes, sorry, can you repeat that? I was not able to understand this point.
Hello.
Yes, Satish, can you go ahead and repeat this differentiation between authority documents, which is policy and policy statements?
Uh,
I was
other
not able to understand that.
See, authority document, don't confuse. I will repeat again. First, I'm going to differentiate policy and policy statement. Okay. First of all, we are going to learn about policy. Policy means set of rules. Okay, set of rules and regulations. Let us say, for example, in office have dress code policy, right? In dress code policy, we have two policy statements. Let us consider as that two policy statements. First policy statement is Monday to Wednesday, formal dress, formal dress. And second policy statement is Wednesday to Friday, casual. We have only one policy that we call as a dress code policy. In dress code particular policy, it will describe the nature of the particular dress code. And where is the rules? That rules include in our policy statement. First rule is Monday to Wednesday formal dress, and second rule is Wednesday to Friday casual dress. Okay, that rule, this whatever stuff I've written 1 and 2 that we called as a policy statement, and dress code policy parent, this is we called as a policy. Okay, coming to authority documents. Authority document contains all the policies information it will contain. What about citations? Citations is the sections. Again, first under authority documents we have a citations. We have a citations.
Okay. Satish, can you show us in the service now instance these tables?
I will go through that. Don't worry. First of all, I will explain the architecture. After that, I will go through. Under authority documents, we have a citations. In authority documents, we have a policies. Under citations, we have policy statements. Don't confuse. I am repeating again. Policy is the dress code policy of InMoffice. Under dress code policy, we have a rules. First one is Monday to Wednesday. That one first rule. Second one is Wednesday to Friday. That is second rule. Okay, that rules we consider as a policy statements. Mainly dress code we consider as a one policy. Like that, we have every organization have their own appraisal policy, quarterly, yearly, 6 months valuation, like that. Okay, you understand, guys, the policy and policy statement?
Yep.
Yes, got.
You got it.
See, now what is said, they are representing the blocks information here. When we integrate with UCF, we will get all the authority documents and citations. Are you able to see PowerPoint now?
No, we can only see paintbrush.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen again. Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, we are on the PowerPoint.
Okay.
The PowerPoint.
See, this is the authority documents. When you integrate with particular UCF, you will get all authority documents and citations. Under citations, we have a control objectives and policies. Don't confuse control objectives from New York version. They are changed terminology. Mainly, I want to discuss about GRC terminology. First terminology is authority documents. Second one is citations. Third one is entity scoping. Later New York version we called as a profile scoping. Profile, they are changed as a entities. Okay, entity scoping. In that particular entity scoping, we have entity types, entity class, and entity filter and entities. Okay, don't confuse. I will go through that.
Satish, you can't see the full diagram.
Is that possible to full screen it? The whole diagram?
No?
Site should go on.
Are you able to see full screen now?
Yeah, it's visible now.
It's visible now.
Yeah. This is UCF. Once you done with UCF integration, you will get authority documents and citations. Nowadays, UCF is not using regularly. That people using content packs like SOX content pack and Nest and Cobalt like that. They're using. As of now, I'm going through UCF. I will show you how SOX content pack will behave here. Once you're done with integration, we will get authority documents and citations. Under authority document, as I said earlier, we have policies. Under authority documents, we have policies, and one more section is citations. Citations contains control objectives. Control objectives means policy statements. In New York version, they have changed this policy statements into control objectives. Now up to till now I will show you in service now. Now for activating the GRC policy and compliance management, we need plugins. That plugins, first plugin is SN underscore compliance plugin. There is a dependency plugin also from SNC GRC policy and dependency. Once you activate this plugin, you will get all those demo information like policies and policy statements and controls. That information you will get once you activate this plugin. What is content pack? SOX content pack and UCF. These are the third party companies where we are going to store our authority documents and citations. It means regulations and rules we are going to store in this particular company. My plugins are already activated in my instance. Let us go through module now. Once you type policy and compliance management, you are able to see authority documents here. How you will get? First we need to do UCF integration. How you do UCF integration? Just type here UCF.
Satish, we are only seeing the presentation, not ServiceNow interface.
How it is not going to change this image. Now once you activate the plugin, type here policy and compliance. Under policy and compliance, you are able to see here compliance overview and authority documents. Let us say just go to authority documents. This particular information is demo data. Once you done with integration with UCF, you will get authority documents. How you are going to proceed with UCF integration? I will show you that. See, under policy and compliance management under administration, we have a unified compliance integration. Once you click that, you are able to see whenever you are maintaining your all the documents in UCF, they will provide one client ID, one client secret, and with one account in UCF. When you enter that details here, okay, that detail whenever you enter that details, they will they will they will allow to you download all the authority documents. Once you done with that, through transform map, you are going to import that this particular table, SN underscore compliance authority documents list.2. This is the UCF integration page. This is the UCF integration page. This is the client ID. This is client secret and authentication to profile and redirect URL. This particular authentication entity profile contains your UCF account details. See, unified compliance default profile. Like that, we have a one profile in UCF application. That application will maintained by that UCF company. After once you done with all those configuration, just save configuration. Once you save the configuration, it will establish the connection between ServiceNow to your UCF account. Once they verify that, they will allow you to download all those authority documents and citations into ServiceNow. After that, through transform map, you will get all those detail in this one. Let us say I will open one authority documents. In authority documents, as I said, authority document contains citations where you are able to see that particular citations. See, these are the citations.
And citations are nothing but policy statements, right?
Yes, under citations we have a policy statements. Under citations we have a policy statements.
Under citation there.
Satish,
Yes,
that client ID refers to whom?
this client ID.
Here,
client-
it's client
Yeah,
ID and
this client ID and client secret, they're both. Anyone did SSO integration?
huh?
SSO integration.
Single sign out.
Yeah,
SSO.
single sign-on integration.
No. Yes.
No, no. I will explain this. Client ID and client secret. Client secret is the nothing. Client ID, for example, you have a Facebook account, right?
Okay.
Facebook. Whenever you're registering Facebook, they are giving one Facebook ID, right?
Okay. Yeah.
In terms of Facebook, we are going to create our password ourselves itself, ourselves. Now, whenever you maintaining this kind of things, client ID and client secret. Client ID you will get unique one. Okay, that will maintain by UCF, and client secret, they will generate one unique key using client ID. Okay, that is we called as a client secret.
Satish, I was just asking ki client ID belongs to whom? Means who owns this client ID? Here we are entering the client ID for which first? For which one? Like
We are
for the
entering.
UCF.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, client ID we are entering UCF account for integrating the UCF. This client ID will given by UCF. That's UC. Okay, there is a hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will maintain your profile. Okay, in that profile contains your client ID and client secret and all those things. That is given by your organization. Let us say I'm going to do development for InMoffice. InMoffice will provide client ID and client secret ID or to provide these details. Once they will provide that details, then only we are going to integrate with UCF.
Okay.
Got it? Got it? Hello? Hello guys, are you clear now?
Yes.
Now still there is a little bit confusion.
What is the confusion? Where is facing difficulty? Just let me know. I will try to explain once more.
No, you just said that there is a like in Morphis having some
Yeah.
ID and password, right? And
Yes.
if they want to integrate with UCF, then they need that client ID and the client secret, right?
Yes.
And then what they are going to do with that?
See, InMoff is going to connect with UCF, right?
Okay.
Okay, InMoff is UCF have InMoff is details. UCF generate one client ID, one client secret for InMoff company.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, whenever you are going to do development for InMoffice will provide client ID and client secret of UCF account.
Thanks, Satish.
Got
We
it
got
now?
it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.
Now see, we are in authority documents. Authority documents contain citations. This is the citations part. This is we called as a policy statements. This all are comes from UCF only. Once you're done with this process, what is our next step? What is our next step? I'm going to present my screen again. Once we got authority documents and citations, through authority documents and citations, we got policy statements and policies. Once these policies and policy statements attached with means combined with entity types, I say profile scoping, that will generate controls automatically. Let us entity type. Entity type means there is one. Let us say one example in Morphis. In Morphis have three locations. One is Mumbai, second one is Bangalore, third one is Noida. In case if I want to know the complaints about Bangalore location, at that time I'm going to create one entity type for Bangalore location. That Bangalore entity type contains entities. Means let us say Bangalore office contains three departments: finance department and development department and HR department. I want to know the complaints about that three departments. At that time, I'm going to generate one entity type on Bengaluru office. That particular entity type contains entities, means departments, finance and HR and IT. Whenever you attach policy and policy statements and entities, it will create controls automatically. that controls that controls contains your department information. If you want to know the compliance status about that, you are going to send attestation. Attestation means set of questions you are going to send your department owner. department owner will answer that all the questions. Based on that questions, we are going to know the status of that particular department. I will show you that up to now. I will explain once again in instance. How you are going, in case your UCF integration is not done, you are going to create custom policies and custom policy statements and entity scoping. Okay, how you are going to proceed with that? Where we go, where we navigate, and which table we are going to pick up, that all those things I will show you now. In case if you want to create one custom policy, just type here policy. Under policy and compliance management, under policy and compliance management, we have policies. These are already existing policies. If you want to create new
Screen
one,
not visible.
now it is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, once you install your plugin, policy and compliance management, you are able to see these details. Now, if you want to create new policy or custom policy, once you type your policy, you will navigate policy and compliance management. Under policy and procedures menu, you have a policies module. Let us say I am going to create new policy. This is my table sn underscore compliance policy dot do. This is my table of all the policies will store. I'm going to create we have a type. This is a policy or procedure, standard, plan, checklist, framework, and template. There is no difference. You can select policy and procedure standard. There is no difference while you selecting the drop down. I'm going to select policy here, but it is for identification purpose. Owning group, for example, I'm creating in office travel policy. It will applicable for all the entire organization. That entire organization who will take care about HRs, that this particular policy owned by HR group. That group you are going to select here. HR owner of this policy. Owner of this policy. In case this policy contains any parent, that policy you are going to select in parent field. In parent field itself, it is reference to SN underscore compliance policy. Now valid from today, when it is going to expire. That expiry date is you are going to select here.
Satish, what is this compliance score percentage?
I will explain that. There is a one calculation behind this. I will explain. Okay. Now, once you done with the approvals and reviews, description, policy text, yeah.
What is the working of the parent thing?
Parent, see, for example, in office travel policy have for example 2017 they created one policy for traveling purpose, right? Right, in 2019 they are going to improve that policy.
Okay.
Now 2017 become a parent of 2019 policy, right? Understand?
Okay.
Got
Yeah,
it?
right.
Yeah. Now I want to discuss about policy life cycle. Once you enter all those details, it will move to review. Now reviewer will enter this particular screen. He will review the all those details like description and policy text and all those things. He will review. He will sending to approvers. These are the approvers will approve the particular policy. Let us say all users not becomes a reviewers who have SN underscore compliance user role. What is that role? SN underscore compliance dot user role. That particular member will enter into screen. That member only able to review this particular policy. Enter, remember one thing, and if you want to access policy and compliance management, if we need some required roles, that required roles are first of all, if you want to access policy and compliance management, that particular policy and compliance management have set of rules. First one is SN underscore compliance dot reader. What he will do, reader, he will able to read he will able to read the all the compliance policy and compliance module, entire policy and compliance module. He will do only read operation. He is not allowing to do write operations and create operations. And second, this is the minimum role to access minimum required role to access the policy and compliance management.
It is not visible. What are you doing right now?
We need to
Satish?
share it. Yeah.
It is not visible. What are you doing?
See, now it is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to access the policy and compliance management module, if minimum required role is SN underscore compliance reader role, right? This particular role member able to perform the read operations. Now another role is SN underscore compliance dot user role. Now coming to this user, he will able to read the operation and he will able to read the module and write the some policies and policy statements. He will able to edit that particular policies and policy statement. We have one more. We have two more roles. That is SN underscore compliance manager. Compliance manager role. This user able to perform all the operations, means compliance user role and compliance reader role. Let us this particular role inherit the about two roles. He is able to create the policies and edit the policies. One more role is SN underscore compliance dot admin. If this particular role inherit the above three roles, he will able to perform up to delete operations in policy and compliance management. Operations in policy and compliance management. Is there any doubts on particular roles? These
Yeah.
four roles.
SN underscore compliance user can edit the policies but not create the policy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And
Okay, yes.
admin can do all and admin can do all the jobs with along with delete operation.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
Is there any doubts?
No.
No? Can I move to screen navigation?
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Yeah, visit.
yeah. Yeah, policy have own life cycle. This is life cycle we call draft, review, waiting for approval, published and retired. Whenever it is going to publish state, whenever it is moving to publish state, it will create one knowledge article. It will create one knowledge article to publish the end users, means employees. That employee is able to see that particular policy when it is moved to publish state. Now I will go through one life cycle. I am selecting approvers here. Now my policy is ready. I am going to send to review. My reviewer is system administrator. Once I okay with this one, he will able to add the comment. It is moving to approval. That approval you are able to see here, system administrator. Okay, now as I said, once policy move to published state, once policy move to published state, it will create the one knowledge article to publish the end user, where you are able to see that knowledge article. By default we have a one knowledge base, governance, risk and compliance. Okay, when you activate GRC, one of the GRC plugin like policy and compliance management and risk management and audit management, it is by default knowledge base, it will create automatically. This example article, it will give the formation of policy. This is the article number. Once you open this article, this particular article, you are able to see what is the end user view. Hello, hello.
Satish,
Yeah, what is the end user view?
Satish,
Yeah, hello.
we selected the knowledge based while making policy or while creating policy, or it got like
By default.
selected by default.
It's by default. It's by default. Governance, risk, and compliance is the by default.
So
Example
you
art.
mean to say that on every creation of any policy, the knowledge base will create.
Yes, one not when it is once policy move to published state, one
Okay.
knowledge article will create automatically. This
Okay.
particular knowledge article will
Mhm.
located in governance, risk, and compliance. How you
Right.
can how you can navigate knowledge self knowledge this particular knowledge article using self service. In self service we have a what is that knowledge.
The-
What is our policy? What is our policy name? In office travel policy. Let us try to find here. This is the policy view. Whatever you given information in description, whatever you given the information in description and policy text, that all the information visible here. Okay. Now it is published in end users. End user able to see here. Now move back to this one slide. Are you understand this policy? Is there any
Yeah,
doubt?
yeah, it's clear now.
It's clear. Now
Yes.
one more operation here, retired. When it is going to retired, once this date is once valid to date is okay. Once valid to date is expired, this is moving to approval, waiting for approval. Policy here approval you mentioned right?
Okay.
This moving back to approval. In case he reject that approval, it is directly moving to retired. Okay.
Okay. There is no
is
cancel state.
yes, there is no cancel state.
If-
It is there is a workflow behind this particular form. Okay. There is a workflow that workflow if you want to edit that workflow as per your customization, as per real time scenario, there is a one scenario. Okay.
No, actually, if the approver will approve the that policy, then the extended the valid to date will.
Yeah, at that time valid to is mandatory. Okay.
Okay.
Once he approved that, he will go
Approval
to
can extend the valid date, right?
yes to validate.
Valid to. Right.
Now, is there any doubts? Let
It's only read only.
yes, read only. Is there any doubts? Let me know. I will explain again this. No worries. Are you
Yes,
clear?
yes. There are few doubts. You were saying कि valid to is only read only. Once it is created, once the policy get created, it is just read only. Then how can someone edit it? How can we extend?
Yeah. In whenever policy in published state itself, it is read only. Remaining state.
Publish or just after create.
Sorry.
Once it get created, it becomes read only or after published state.
After in published state only you will find the read only operations. Okay. Remaining review and draft, it's not.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other doubts?
And once it get published, we cannot edit it. We cannot
Yes.
edit policy.
We cannot edit the policy. Why? Because of there is a reason behind it is published means all the verification is done. It is finalized. There is no other things to edit in that, right? Because of that purpose, it is edit read only.
Okay. For make the field valid to edit, we have to click on back to review.
Yes, back to review.
Okay. Okay.
Understand? Is there any other doubts? Let me know. I will clear now only.
Okay.
Understand understand the policy life cycle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I move policy statement?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Before moving the policy statement, I want to show you entity scoping. There is a one block in slide. Let me share my screen again. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, it's visible now.
Yeah. Here we have we learn up to policies. What about entities? These particular policies and control objectives connect to entity types. What is this entity types and entities? I will explain that thing now. See, now if you want to know the compliance status of particular department in office organization. Let us say let us say in office organization. In office organization have three locations. It means in technically three domains. Three domains are, one is Noida, second one is Mumbai, third one is Bengaluru. You want to know the compliance and risk in particular Bengaluru location. At that time, you are going to create one entity type, means target. What we call target. That target we are going to create in ServiceNow. That target is Bengaluru location. In Bengaluru location, which department you want to know the status of compliance? That is we called as a entities. Entities means I want to know the finance department compliance. Are the finance department doing their right work or not? Finance department following the set of rules and regulations or not? You want to know the particular, your organization want to know the particular finance department status, compliance status. At that time you are going to create one entity in Bengaluru location finance department. How you are going to create this, you are going to establish this particular block in ServiceNow. This entire particular block we called as a profile scoping. Profile scoping from New York onwards, they are changed as a what? Entity scoping. Entity scoping. Let me go through that. This is New York version. Once you type here entity scoping, we are discussing about policy and compliance management. Under scoping, you are able to see entity classes and entity types. What is entity classes and entity types?
Here I need to see this too. Screen is not visible.
Yeah.
Again, it's not good.
Okay.
Yes, it's not.
Yeah. I said one terminology. That terminology is entity scoping. What we called in Madrid version. In Madrid version, this particular entity scoping we called as a profile scoping. This particular entity scope contains multiple terminologies. That multiple terminologies I am going to describe of each terminology. First one is entity class. What is that? Entity class. Second one is entity type. Third one is entity query for entities. Now in real time scenario, you are going to create entity class. Entity class means this is for just recognizing purpose. Let us say I said three domains. In Office have three domains. First domain is Noida. Second domain is in Office we called as a entity class. Office Noida, Bangalore, Office Bangalore, Now in Moffice Noida have 3 departments. Don't confuse, just this is the example. I'm going to real time scenario. Bengaluru have 4 departments. I have 1 department. Now we are discussing about entity class. What is the entity class? Entity classes contains entity types, means entities. It is for recognition purpose. Let us say finance department. In Moffice Noida have 3 departments. Here in this particular scenario, in Moffice Noida is 1 class. In Moffice Noida is 1 class, and in Moffice Bengaluru is the another class, Mumbai is the another class. What it is for recognition purpose. Recognition purpose means this particular entity belongs to this particular class. For that we are going to create entity class and entity type. What is entity type? For example, if you want to know the finance department compliance status, at that time finance department as a entity type. In that particular department we have a number of people, like me is the one of the member. I'm the one control. Okay, entity query. Better to explain service. This is the Moffice. I'm going to create one. This is the Moffice Noida. This is the one entity class. This Moffice Noida entity class contains Moffice Bengaluru. This is the second class. First we created entity class. Second we are going to entity type. If we want to know the particular, we want to generate entities for this particular finance department entity type. How we are going to proceed? There is a entity filter. Using that entity filter, we are going to generate the entities.
Satish,
Yeah.
So till now, we don't have mapping between these entity types and entity class, na?
We don't, till now we not do mapping. I will tell you when it is going to happen. First we are going to create entity class. Okay, second step is entity type. Under entity type we have a entity filter. Using entity filter we are going to generate entities. Okay, how we are going to generate entities? This is the my table option. You are going to select table here. Now we are my target is finance. I want to generate the finance department targets. Now I am going to use Warner field. What is this particular section? What is the use of this one? In case there are three cases here. In case if you are going to use Warner field, there are Warner field and empty Warner. Who is the Warner? Once you select this Warner field, it is going to populate Warner field. Who is the Warner? That Warner you are going to select here. Let us say department head is the Warner of this particular profile. And what is the empty Warner? In case there is no department head for, there is no department head for, what will happen? In case if you want to create, if you select create, it will create the record. And if you select do not create, it don't create. In case finance department don't have department head, it will not create the record when you select do not create. There is a use default. Use default means it will currently login user as system administrator is the by default owner of this particular profile. In real time case, we are not going to use these particular things. We are not going to use particular things. Why? Because of they will give they have particular process owners. That process owners might be not found in departments. Here two records matched. That two records you were able to see accounting, finance and finance. The department head is Janan Singh and Natasha Ingam. These both the users are department heads. Now once you done with the profile filter, just go back to your profile. Entity type, you go back to entity type. Once you apply this filter and click this for related link, update entities from entity type. There is a business rule and schedule job. From the business rule and schedule job, it will generate the entities automatically based on this particular filter. Yeah. See, accounting and finance is the one profile and finance is the second profile. Now you are going to map this particular profile belongs to which class. This particular profile is belongs to which class, that mapping you are going to do now. See, class you are going to select whatever you created that class in Office Bangalore. In Office Bangalore. And in Office Noida. Now our relationships are established. First one is profile class, means entity class. Second one is entity type. Whenever entity filter attached with entity types, entities will generate automatically. That generate once entities generate automatically, we are going to separate, we are going to establish the connection between entity class and entities using class field option. Let me go through process once. For establishing the profile scoping or entity scoping, what is our first step? Our first step is entity class.
Your screen is not.
Sorry, my screen is
Your
not visible.
अच्छा अभी जो चीज कर रहे हैं वो चीज क्या बता रहे हैं? ये मैपिंग कर रहे हैं.
Hello, now it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Now to establish the profile scoping or entity scoping, what is our first step? First step is entity class. Second one is entity type. Entity type. There is no relationship between entity class and entity type. Where is the relation is entities and entity class have relationship. One entity class contains multiple entities. Second one is, third one is entity filter. Once you combine with entity type and entity filter, what it will generate automatically? Now, after that, mapping these, you are establishing the relationship between entity class to the entities. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is the procedure for establishing the profile scoping or entity scoping. Once you're done with the entity scoping, now you are attaching this particular entity scoping with our policies and policy statement. Through policies and policy statements with entity scoping, it is going to generate controls automatically. Let me share my screen once again. This is the architecture. Now you are able to see this architecture, right?
Yes.
This block we are established. Entity type and entities we are established. Once you combine with policy and policy statements, it will generate controls and risks automatically. Forget about risk. As of now, we are going to see controls. How it is going to generate the controls once you're done with the relationship between policies and policy statements. I will show you now. Up to now, is there any questions like UCF integration authority documents? If you not understand anything, just let me know. I will explain again.
Okay.
Is there any doubts?
Till now, there is no doubt.
Till now, you know how to create policies, how to establish the connection.
Yeah.
Can you please tell anyone how to establish the UCF connection? UCF integration, it means UCF integration. How you are going to navigate in ServiceNow?
In policy and compliance, there is unified this UCF integration module is there,
Yeah.
and in that module we need to select the profile, the auth authentication profile.
Mhm.
That is UCF, and it's and our client ID and client secret. Through that we
Client.
can.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought it's done.
Acha, okay. Client ID and client secret will provided by UCF. Okay, when once you subscription will done. Okay, and from that UCF you are going to generate authority. You are going to fetch authority documents and citations. Inside the authority documents we have policies. Inside the citations we have control objectives. In the control objectives, in the sense policy statements.
Statements.
Yes, once you're done with that process, you are going to establish entity scoping, means profile scoping. In profile scoping, first step, what is the first step?
And create entity class, and
Yes.
then entity type,
Type,
and then
entity.
within entity type there is a tab,
Entity filter.
there is a related list which is entity filter. In that
Uh-huh.
entity filter, when we create entity filter, the entity gets created by itself, and then we
Yeah.
map that entity with the entity class.
Okay, what is the source for creating the entities?
What is the source?
Yes.
uh, we start from entity type, and then we
The
come to entity filter.
entity filter
Yeah.
is the main source for
Yeah.
generating the
Yeah.
entities, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
which mechanism we are using to generate entities?
Which mechanism?
Yeah, I already tell you. I already discussed you this one. Which mechanism? There is a schedule job and business rule.
Business
Using,
rule.
yeah, business rule and schedule job. Okay, through that schedule job and business rule, entities generate automatically.
Okay.
Okay, now you cleared,
Okay.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Clear.
Okay. In case if you're getting any doubts, let me know. Disturb me. I will.
One thing I want to know.
Yeah. Tell me.
There is this policy module is there,
Yeah.
authority document is there, and
Yeah.
we contain policy in authority document. Then
Yes.
means what is why these two different modules are there? If we are
Authority.
containing policies only in the authority document, then why policy is a separate module?
Acha, okay. Now see, there are thousands of policies.
Okay.
Okay, one organization have thousands of policies. There is no rule. There is no rule. We are going to use 1,000 policies, right?
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Mainly, what is the main behind? What is the main intention of authority documents? Authority document stores the, let us say, five policies, and 100 policy statements belongs to one particular category.
Okay.
Okay, let us say HR category contains 500 policies and 7,000 policy statements. Okay, authority documents, what it will do, it will separate the sections between departments. Okay, between locations
Okay.
in understandable manner. In case authority documents and citations are not there, there is a 10,000 policies. That 10,000 policies are, okay, 10,000 records are there. How you can this how can you identify which policies belongs to HR department? How can you identify this policy statement belongs to this particular policy? At that time we need separations and partitions. That separations and partitions work done by authority documents and citations. Got it?
Yes.
Can I go through controls?
What is control objective in policies?
Policy and policy statements. Control objective is the new terminology in New York. Control objective in the sense policy statement.
That is, which is stored in citation.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any doubts?
No.
No clear. Up to now clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we are going to see this particular block. Let us say first of all I will go through once again flow how policy statements and policies. This is our policy. In policies, we have a one related list called as a control objectives, means policy statements. When policy in draft state, at that time you are going to create policy statements. Means at that time you are going to add policy statements. Back to draft. Now see whenever it is in draft, there is a two options, edit and new.
Actually, your PowerPoint screen is visible. Are you showing other screen?
Yeah, I'm showing service now instance.
But yeah, visible.
Now it is visible.
Not yet. Yes. No.
When policy in draft state, you are able to see one related list called control objectives. Control objectives in the sense policy statements. When it is in draft state, at that time only you are going to create new policy statement. What is the new policy statement? How policy statement will look like? This is the policy statement form. Whenever this policy statement comes from UCF from integrations or citation, source and source ID and reference filled automatically. Okay, when this particular policy statement comes from UCF integration or citations, source and source ID reference will automatically. Okay, there is no life cycle for control objective. There is no life cycle for control objective. See, there is the option create controls automatically. What this checkbox will do, when you attach these policy statements to the entity types, entities will controls will generate automatically. I will explain you that part. This create once you uncheck with this one, there is once you attach this particular policy statements to the entity type, it will not generate the controls. At that time you are going to create the controls manually. Category is human resource, classification is preventive, type is human resource, attestation. Now attestation. This is the most important topic in policy statement and policy and compliance management. What is the attestation? You know survey. Anyone knows survey?
Yes. Survey is like a feedback we are getting from the client.
Feedback.
Survey.
Yes. Survey contains set of questions.
Yes.
Through that questions, we are capturing the customer feedback. Okay, based on feedback, okay, we are going to take the necessary action, right? Like that, we have a set of questions. That set of questions we called as a in policy and compliance management attestation. Okay, what is the use of that particular attestation is, let us control reaches, control is there, right? Control implemented. Let us say finance department have one control. Now I want to know the finance department compliance status. How you know? Through attestation we are going to capture the control, means finance department performance. In this particular attestation we have a set of questions. Let us say example 10 questions have. In that 10 questions, one of the question is how the finance department doing audit. That is the first question. Second question is this control is implemented. Like that we have a 10 questions. That 10 questions filled by control Warner. That control Warner I will show you. Now as of now your information for attestation. Attestation contains set of questions. That set of questions contains control information. This attestation we used in controls for getting the verification, for getting the feedback from control Warner, for getting the feedback from control Warner. How we are going to do, I will show you that. Now I am going to save the form. Issue group rule I will discuss with you how it is when we are going to enter into issues topic. Now we have a one policy statement. Just go back to our policy. In-office travel policy, my in-office travel policy. In-office travel policy contains one policy statement, means one control objective travel policy statement. Now if you want to establish the relationship between policy and policy entity types, it should be in published state. Policy should be in published state. This is the 2 points is very important. When you are going to establish the relationship between, that means whenever policy in draft state, at that time you are going to establish the relationship between policy statements to the policies. If you want to establish the relationship between entity types to the policy, that policy should be in published state. Now that policy in published state, see, whenever it is in published state, there are 2 buttons automatically pop up: entity types, new and edit. We are already created entity type. What is the name of our entity type? Hello.
Finance department.
Yeah.
Finance department entity type. Once we establish the relationship between policies to the profile type, As per our policy, controls will generate as per our flow, control will generate automatically. Where you are able to see that controls you are able to see in this one. Two controls automatically generated. What is the logic behind the how it is going to generate two controls? I want to explain this part. Let me know whenever you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see screen?
All objectives.
Yes, we can see now.
Let us say one entity type. What is our entity type? Finance department. Finance department entity type. How many entities it will contain? Hello. Department contains two entities. Okay. As per our policy, how many policy statements we have?
Two policy statements.
One policy statement. We created only one policy statement. Okay. Once you establish the relationship between entity type to the policy statement, it means control objective. Objective. There are two controls generated automatically, right? Now, what is the logic behind this? Controls equal to entities policy statement. Understand? Controls will generate automatically based on this formula, entities into policy statement. Let us say I have 5 entities. Two policy statements. How many controls will generate?
10.
Right. We have two controls generate automatically. In case in this particular policy statement, okay, contains create controls automatically is false. What will happen?
What? Can you please repeat the same?
In case this particular policy statement or control objective create controls automatically checkbox is false. What will happen?
I think.
Yeah, I will explain, don't worry. Okay, in policy statement or control objective, we have a option to create controls automatically, right?
Yes.
When you uncheck that create controls automatically, when you uncheck this create controls automatically field is false, it will not generate any control.
Okay.
Okay, this is the important point. When you uncheck means when create controls automatically it is false, it will not going to generate any controls. When it is true, then only it will generate the controls as per our formula. What is our formula? What is the formula for controls?
Controls equals to entity into the policy statement.
Absolutely. Is there any difficulty up to here establishing the relationships, how to control generating?
No. So what is the use of controls?
I am coming to that point only. What is the use of controls? See, up to now we are created policy and policy statements and it is published to end user. Based on that policy and policy statement, we have generated we have created one entity scoping. We are attached to that entity scoping with policy statement. Based on that relationship, controls generated automatically. Now, as I said earlier, I want to know the finance department compliance status. her accounting and finance department compliance status. For using control only, we are going to know the status about particular department, finance department, how it is going to work. Is there any things happening? Is there any things happening in particular finance department following these particular rules or not? Particular policy statement rules or not? Okay, that all those things we are monitoring through controls. As I said, there is the attestation part. Once you select this attestation, okay, that particular attestation applicable to this control. As of now, we didn't select any attestation. Let me show you before that how to create attestation, how to select the attestation in controls. Let me show you that thing. We know up to are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, up to we know controls. We have another controls, we have another 3 terms. One is frequency, second one is attestation, third one is issues. What is the use of these 3 terms? Attestation I told to you, attestation contains set of questions. Through that set of questions, we are knowing the status about particular control. How we are going to know the particular status using this attestation? First of all, what is the attestation? How you are going to create that attestation? I will show you that in ServiceNow instance. Once you type attestations here, under policy and compliance application, we have a attestation types. We have 4 attestations. Let me open out of the box thing. This is the attestation. This attestation contains metric category. In that metric category, we have set of questions. See, is the control is implemented? Explain. Attach evidence. These are the questions. If this is the dependency question, is this control is implemented, yes or no? In case is say yes, it is going to populate with the mandatory explain, and attach evidence is the attachment. Okay, these are the one attestation, GRC attestation. If you want to create new one, how to create new one, I will show you. Scale factor is 10. which table you want to applicable for this particular attestation, that table you are going to select here. We have it limit controls. Remember the table names. Table name of controls are SN underscore compliance control. In the assessment metric type, we have the assessment categories. Categories for differentiation. Let us say today only 4 questions. There is no need of category. In case customer wants to 100 and 1000 of questions. In that 100 of 1000 questions, there are set of questions belongs to one category. Set of questions belongs to one category. At that time, metric category is we are going to use metric category. I'm going to use metric category. One category is now that this particular control in Office control evidence contains how many questions? That questions you are going to select here. See, based on your question set of questions bundle, you are going to create manually or you are going to import through Excel sheet. That is completely based on your requirement. We have two options. We can create using this option manually, and second one is we can import the Excel sheet through transform map. Which data type you want, checkbox and attachment choice, date and time. As of now, I'm going to select yes or no. Scale definition is 10, mandatory.
Satish,
Yes.
can you please tell me, you know that at the time of transformation through update import side,
Okay.
we can map the fields whichever available on the form, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Is it possible that the related links field are also can transform from the
Yeah.
section?
That is the good question. See, when you know transform script on before on start, okay?
Yeah.
Using the transform map script, we can map any field data into any table.
Okay.
Okay, understand?
Yeah, got it.
Don't see this attestation set only contains set of questions. Okay, that set of questions we are asking for control execution evidence. Let us say for example, in general terms, you implemented something. You implemented something. Someone wants to be test. How he will test? He will, whenever he enter into your application, whatever you developed application, then only he is able to test that particular working functionality, right? Like that, we want to know the control functionality and control compliance status. For that, we are going to asking evidence We are asking to question to control warner. For that we are going to create this particular attestations. Now all of you know how to create attestation.
Yes.
Okay, if I want to create one attestation and for risk, which table I want to select, where I want to select, where I'm going to select that. If I want to applicable this particular question to the risk. Sorry, there.
Assessment metrics.
Assessment metric.
Assessment matrix. Sorry. This is the table, right? This is the table. What it indicates? This particular attestation type applicable for
this table.
yes. If I want to make if I want to applicable for this question to the risk table, I'm going to select risk table here. Simple.
Yes.
Okay. Once you're done with the attestation, that attestation you are going to select in control. Okay. Now tomorrow I will discuss about control life cycle, how attestation will work. Okay. Once attestation failure how issue will generate, I will going to discuss about tomorrow that things. Okay. For today class, I want to give some assignment. Read about policy and compliance management up to whatever we discussed, like policies and policy statement, entities. Okay. And create one policy and create two policy statements and establish one profile scoping. Take any one example, like the location table. You can take that one and generate the controls.
Okay.
Are you guys understand our up to now we discussed controls. Are you understand? Is there any doubts up to now?
There are some certain points, might be they will be clear after practically implement these things.
Yes, yes. Just do
Will
this.
I-
Just do this exercise. You will get understand. Otherwise, in case if you have any doubt, we will discuss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Satish.
Satish.
Thank you.
Stop recording कर दूँ ना? If you stop the recording, we'll end this
Ah,
point. Stop
ठीक है.
recording.